So I was in court this week and the subject of public defenders came up. I've got to start off by saying, frankly, public defenders get a bad rap. Are there bad public defenders? Sure, but I assure you there are just as many bad private attorneys. The reality is the public defenders are in front of the judges and the DAs much more than we are as private attorneys. There's good and bad to that. They have more opportunity to irritate those DAs and have some kind of, personal issues between each other. But they know very well what the DA's standard offers are going to be. They know how the judges are going to rule. The difference between a private attorney and a public defender is that as private attorneys, generally we have a lot more time to devote to your case. We have our staff that can help us out. We have a much lower caseload than a public defender does. And the reality is that's the difference. The public defenders are kind of just putting out fires, whereas we can get in and do a lot more work and investigation than the public defender is able to do. And frankly, just being able to remember the facts of all those cases is difficult. For an 8-month period, I was essentially kind of a public defender on the private end. And I know what that's like. You're running around putting out fires, reading files moments before you go talk to the client. If you're really looking for a reason to hire a private attorney, that's it. Thinking that they're not quote unquote real attorneys. I don't think that that's true at all. I've seen people go from a public defender to a private attorney, and frankly, their public defender was 10 times better than the private attorney they went to. I can think of one attorney that's been practicing for decades, and he fired what was technically his public defender and went to a private attorney that was just garbage. And so you have to be aware of it. Public defenders aren't as bad as you think. I had a consult the other day with a guy that is represented by the local public defender's office here in San Joaquin County, and he was complaining about the way the public defender was handling his case. And I just had to be honest with him and told him I would handle it exactly the way she was, and I assured him that she was a qualified public defender and that she was making all the same moves I would make. But if it helped reassure him to hire us, we could help him out. He decided to go ahead and go to the next hearing and see how things went, and he told us he'd give us a call if he was still uncomfortable. But like I said, the reality is there are a lot of very qualified public defenders who know very well what they're doing. The issue is just the ability to spend the time on your case that you'd like them to spend, and that's not their fault. That's a product of the system and what their supervisors give them as far as the caseload goes. But anyways, just wanted to kind of talk really quick about the public defender situation, because there are a lot of misunderstandings about that.